Well, there goes my weekly video streak. It's been a while, guys, but hey, everybody, Metatron number one, blah, 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 blah. You guys know this by now. And since it's been such a long time, we've got a ton of stuff to go over because a lot of stuff has changed. And guess what? I am slightly prepared. I have a script of some kind. It's a barely organized plan, but it's a plan, and that's better than what I've done up to now. Anyway, starting off on the G1 Season 1 shelf, we've got two new things here: Legacy Gears and Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, both of which are good versions of them. Not really much else to say. They're good. That's really it. Although I guess the Bumblebee, I guess there's a little bit more to say because he is replacing the Titans Return Bumblebee that I used to keep here, and I put that old Bumblebee up on my Mercari page. So if you want to buy that Bumblebee, go ahead. It's up for sale along with many other things that I Transformers related that I sell. Buy my stuff, please. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to the big shelf here. I have finally completed the Dinobots, and it is glorious. I have Studio Series 86 Swoop finally, and it also gives Grimlock his sword. They all look very nice together, and I'm happy to finally have my complete set of Dinobots, and for them to actually be good. I'm looking at you, Power of the Primes. Anyway, moving on to the G1 Season 3 shelf. I got, like, Kingdom Pipes. What's the Is there like an online store term for shelf warming? Because that's basically what Pipes was doing. And eventually I finally decided, you know what? Hey, it's good. And I was like putting it off for so long. But I finally got him. I'm very happy. I like him. He's very nice. The Huffer mold is good. I like it. Um, yeah, that's really all there's to say there. Onto the animated shelf, I got Legacy Animated Motormaster. And to those of you who are surprised about him existing, yes, if you haven't read the animated comics, Animated Motormaster exists, and he is very goofy, and I like him. If you want, I believe he was in one of the, it was the Stunticon job from BotCon a little while ago. Very cool. Nice to have another version of this animated Optimus mold. Yay. And then down here onto the Maximals, we've got basically the one of the last characters from the main group of Maximals from the original Beast Wars show. I finally got Tigerhawk. I think all that's left now is Depth Charge and like all of the Transmetals. But yeah, it's cool. Very nice. They look good together, and of course I like how I got a Razor Tigatron and Tigerhawk all together like that. I thought that looked cool. And it's nice, cool. Down to the G2 slash comic book shelf. I grabbed that the Amazon exclusive 2-pack with Javelin and Cascade here because first of all it was on sale for decently cheap, so I went for it. And yeah, they're just really good versions of these molds. And the main thing that sold me on this set was the fact that they are both. Yeah, I worded that wrong. The main thing that convinced me to get this is the fact that both of them are versions of those are of the bleh. I am failing to speak today. What is going on? They are both versions of their respective molds with absolutely no clear plastic. Was it that hard, brain? Can you speak today, please? I beg you. Anyway, yes, they have absolutely no clear plastic, and that is especially good in Cascade's case because for those of you may know, I have a very weird relationship with this mold. The chromia is kind of not very good, and I'm not a big fan of that one. And I have the Nightbird version too, but it broke on me. So having a version of this mold that actually looks good and like works for the character, and then also won't break on me anytime soon. It's nice. I like it. And Javelin is just very good. I like this design. I like this just the 86 not it's not 86. This is a Bumblebee movie RC. It's just a good mold, and apparently her gun looks like a member of the DJD. I wouldn't know. I'm still in the process of reading the IDW comics, and I haven't even gotten to the point where they show up yet. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't. Well, yeah, whatever. Moving on. Another character on this shelf. I got the Star Raiders Road Pig. He doesn't go with the rest of the Star Seekers because he's never been one, so he doesn't count. He's one of the G2 laser cycles, and I am glad that they are actually doing them. I actually skipped out on Road Rocket when that figure came out in the Velocitron line because I was like, there's no way they're gonna do all the laser cycles, and then they proceeded to do all the laser cycles. Although I guess I do technically still have laser cycles, the Jazz laser cycle version. So I guess I at least have something to go up with Road Pig, at the very least. So that's good, at least. How many times am I going to say at least? Whatever. Moving on to the movie shelf, where I also finally grabbed the Studio Series Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. Good, good toy, good movie. Watch Transformers 1. I beg you, watch this movie. It is a good movie. It is the best Transformers movie. You must watch it. Do it now. Yeah, whatever. Moving on to the Unicron trilogy shelf. We got a couple new things here. First of all, our Legacy Armada Galvatron. So now I finally have the stuff to put Tidal Waves things on to the combined super mode thingy. Looks good. I like it. It's very nice. My only real, it's not even really a complaint. It's just like a little sad that the wings are like barely visible behind the massive shoulder chunks. So just, and honestly, I'm kind of debating on whether or not I just want to take the big shoulder chunks off, both because of that reason and also I know they accounted for it in the design for like the hands and stuff, but Tidal Wave still looks kind of weird with those chunks taken off of his arms. So I might just put them back. Because, I mean, those giant bricks don't really contribute much to the design, if we're being honest. I know it wouldn't be perfectly accurate or complete, but what good is it being completely accurate and complete if it doesn't look very good? And, I mean, it still looks good, but it could look better, is what I'm saying. And which is why I have yet to do it. But I'm thinking about it. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments if you want to talk about that. And I think I did some adjustments with Starscream here, but that's not really much of an important thing because over here I also got my first original figure from Cybertron. I got Thundercracker, and I got him for super cheap. I found him somewhere. I like him very much. He's very cool. The only thing he's missing is his missile. Is the missile. I mean, because then again, was I ever gonna really fire it anyway? No, no, I wasn't. So that's not really a big deal. I like him. He's very good. He's not one of. It's as my first Cybertron figure. I like cool. He's clearly not the best of the line, but it's a Cybertron toy and it's Thundercracker. He's cool. All whatever. The gun arm is a little weird, but not the worst thing in the world. It's besides it's unique. I like it. It's special. Well, stuff along those lines, whatever. Moving on, I'm running out of things to say. Actually, one more thing to say about this. Weird that both of my original Unicron trilogy toys just happened to be Thundercracker. Although I guess with this guy's case, you could argue it's Starscream. In fact, I would argue it's Starscream. I see this more as Blue Starscream than Thundercracker. But I mean, it's also Thundercracker. It's both. It's Starscream and Thundercracker at the same time. It's weird. Anyway, moving on. G1 Decepticon Season 1 Decepticon shelf. I finally grabbed the Legacy United Soundwave with the Ravage, the Buzzsaw, Rumble. Wow, Buzzsaw. They finally remembered Buzzsaw exists. Only took them what, 7 years? Great job, guys. And yeah, some people aren't really happy with this mold, but I'm happy to finally have a version of it. I like it. It's very good. I know that they just leaked the listings for like a possible like Studio Series 86 Soundwave, but I like this guy. He's very good. I like me some Soundwaves. Also, how many times are they going to re-release Rumble and not Frenzy or Ratbat? I have too many Rumbles. I have 3 versions of Rumble, but no Frenzies. In fact, speaking of Rumble, specifically the version of Rumble that came with the Legacy Soundwave, I keep over here where the Siege Soundwave now lives. In case you were wondering where he went, he lives here now on the Cybertronian section. But anyway, back on to getting back on track here. The next things is the Season 2 Decepticon shelf, where I've actually finally completed the whole thing. There's no characters left to add. Because I finally got Ramjet. Completing the Coneheads, this shelf, and the original 6 Seekers all at once. I am very happy. As you people must know by now, I like Seekers, maybe even a little too much, but I like them, and they're cool, and Ramjet is no exception. I'm happy to finally get them, and I'm glad Hasbro reissued them all. Not really much else to say though, so moving on, I guess I'll give you one last look of the whole shelf, like that. There you go. I'm kind of running into the back of the table here, trying to. There you go. Good enough. Um. Moving on to the Predacons. I also got Generation Select's Antagony. I wish she would have come with a head that was accurate to her appearance in the comics instead of a a head of Transmetal Scavenger. I still don't know why they did that. It's really weird. That was like the whole head situation was the reason I didn't originally go for her when she first came out. But since she was also kind of shelf warming on Amazon, I decided to go for her because she was kind of on sale. Why not? And she gets away with the jetpack thing becoming a gun better than Inferno does, so I just let her hold that instead to kind of differentiate her a bit. But yeah, good. Cool to have more Predacons from the side stuff because, like, outside of characters from the main show, the only real Predacon I have had so far is Magmatron. So nice to have one of the BotCon. I think Antagony. Yeah, Antagony was BotCon. Nice to have some of those coming in. And then over here, there's really nothing new here, but there have been things removed. If you could guess which one's been removed if you've been watching these videos, but I removed some things, so it looks a little different now. It's a little dark. Let me see if I can. Eh, still not perfect, but good enough, I guess. There's all those. You've seen all this stuff before, but now with less stuff on the shelf. And then, actually, I have another light in here. Why didn't I turn this on? There we go. Barely does anything, but better than nothing. And now for the Cyberverse shelf right here. Not much has changed again, but I did modify Shadow Striker a bit because this design is already not super accurate to the original show because it's both accurate to the original Shadow Striker from Universe and also it's like that and this combined. And so I decided, you know what? I want to mess around with this, see if I can goof around, make some like modified version of the robot mode. And I decided to, and then I finally settled on this because I've seen some other people modify it in more odd ways, but I like this. I'll pull it out a second for you guys to just get a better look at it, where it's not behind Starscream and Tarn and stuff. I think this looks nicer. I like the look of this. A concept of like a more just this. I just like this. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say I like this, but I do. This differentiates her more from Sideburn, while also keeping those elements, and also just generally makes her more unique looking character all around. And I I like it. That's really all there is to say. I like it. I don't know how many times that's the last time I'm gonna say it, but I like it. Anyway, moving on. Uh, the next stuff is we're finally moving on to the table, where I knocked over a Micromaster. Fire fell over. You stay standing, sir. Anyway, moving on. I finally got Legacy Quake, so Titan's Return Quake is also out of here. He is also up on my Mercari page. Please buy him and all the other Transformers that I have up for sale on Mercari. Buy my stuff now, please. Ding. Anyway, moving on again. I have Legacy Slipstream also right over here. And some of you may be asking, it's Cyberverse Slipstream was what it says on the box. Why isn't she on the Cyberverse shelf? And my answer to that is this is a Windblade repaint, which means this is Legends Slipstream. No one can convince me otherwise. This is Legends Slipstream, so she goes here. And that's really all there is to say there. Moving over to this stuff over here. I decided to change the scene because the Star Seekers were getting too big for the Align shelf. So they have joined this little scene over here. Um, uh, and of course, the new figures I got here are the Star Raiders, Filch, and Cannonball. Love that Cannonball, he's very nice. And also cool to have more of the Decepticon designs from RID 2015. Overall, some cool stuff here. And since I added these in, I mostly added these guys in because of it was the only reason I could get a good reason to have a hauler here in robot mode. I almost called it in grapple. Um, but that just the screaming face. I needed to have a reason for that to be there, so I figured this was appropriate. Guess Clampdown and Deep Cover are having more trouble getting rid of exhaust than they were expecting. Guess the Starseekers had some kind of trade deal going on there or something. Who knows? And then, after all that stuff, one more thing. I believe this is new since the last video, but I updated RC. I don't know. For some reason, I've just had this image in my head for the longest time that of just. I mean, this was also this was kind of inspired by her depiction in Cyberverse, but I just have this thing of I like having RC having massive cannons, and I can't get the image out of my head of RC like mowing down a million Decepticons TF2 heavy weapons guy style. And I like that. That's really all there is to that. But yeah, that's really now that I think about it, yeah, that's it. I have this script here and I finished it. It's all the things. Although there is one more thing. They announced some new stuff recently. In fact, they announced a lot of new stuff recently. But among those is HasLab Lyo Kaiser. And can I just say, yes, yes, yes! Thank you, Hasbro. Take my money. Take all of my money. I need, I need it. I need it immediately. Thank you, Hasbro. Give it to me now, please. Take all of my money. I will not be getting rid of these guys because I just like this team so much. I love them. These guys, although they'll probably end up getting moved down here or something, because I don't think I have enough space for both sets here. But yes, finally, a fully original new set of Lyo Kaiser, and I could not be more happy about that. I am going to go make sure I back that set as soon as physically possible. Yeah. One cannot state how excited I am for that set. HasLab Lyo Kaiser. It's beautiful. But yeah, it's cool. Love to have more victory representation. I love my Japanese Transformers. And as people probably know by now, Lio Kaiser is my favorite combiner team of all time. But with all that being said, I think that's all there is to say. So, thank you everybody for watching, and thank you! You've been a great audience. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Hyperlink Blocked.